Welcome back. So moving away from politics, let's talk about power supply. Let me ask a question. What source of power supply are you using to watch sunrise this morning? Okay. Okay. Let's assume you are on inverter, or you are using your generator, or you are lucky to be part of some of those people that got power restored just yesterday evening. But the national grid has been collapsing incessantly.
In fact,
serially.
Professor Oke had predicted that before December it would have collapsed 14 times. So we are now at 10.
At 10, 11
so
or
he's expecting, 11, 11, because it collapsed twice this week.
Yes.
So 11. He's expecting 3 more before the end of the year.
But we still have more than a month.
Well.
So if it's collapsing twice in a day, I don't know. But you know what? Some states, they're pushing for independent power plant, and one of those states is Lagos State. And we have here with us in the studio the Commissioner for Energy and Mineral Resources, Lagos State, Mr. Biodun Oguleye. Thank you so much for being with us.
It's a pleasure being around you.
I'm sure this collapse is also affecting Lagos State government as an entity, aside from affecting, of course, the Lagos State people. And you are coming up with some kind of initiative. Let's talk about what you think of this collapse first.
Okay. Now, we've had various explanations from the federal ministry, from TCN, from all the stakeholders on why we're having the collapses. Now, I would rather that the nation takes those comments and those expression as being real. Is real to the extent that a lot of our infrastructure and systems have been built several years down the line. They require a lot of additional investment, which we have not done. A lot of the network require a lot of redesign. Some of the generating assets do not have what they call governance, so you can't even control them from a distance and all that. So there are all manner of pockets of issues that need to come together. But there's a restructuring that is going on. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad to announce to you that Governor Lushola Babajide Sanwo-Olu is taking the bull by the horn in ensuring that on a sustainable basis, once Lagos is able to take control of its regulatory environment, we have new initiatives, new agenda, and a new direction that will ensure sustainable delivery of power to all Lagosians. And you know, our case is particularly very, very germane because we have to get serious about this. Number one is the fact that we don't just say a lot of people live here. 10% of Nigerian population reside within 1% of our landmass area. Out of every 10 people that come into Lagos for the first time, 5 of them don't want to go back again. So we need to make sure that we do not only provide for today, but also ensure that we have a program that is able to withstand the test of time.
So I'd like you to explain that part, about regulatory
oversight.
The regulatory details that you were talking about. I'd like you to dwell on that because we are aware that the laws now allow for states to actually go into power generation.
Okay. Now, Lagos will do it a little bit differently from what others are trying to do. Our own starting point, what Governor Sanwo-Olu requested that we should first do is to do a situational analysis. Why do we have this problem? And as far as this is concerned, we had to do a lot of analysis that even dovetailed into what can we do better in a simpler, low-cost way. So, yes, the law is now in place. Mm-hmm. We are going through the process. Thank God, our House of Assembly has finally been able to pass the law. We're expecting that it's been transmitted to the governor now, within the next couple of days, we'll have the assent of the governor. Yeah. Then we'll proceed to federal authorities to get what is required for us to assume regulatory oversight on our environment. Once we put that in place, a lot of the plans we have been working on underground will now come to the table.
Okay. Mr. Onoye, some of us are aware or remember that in the time of Asiwaju, who is now the president, there were some attempts made to generate power for Lagos residents through the work that they did with Enron. And we actually heard at one point that some barges had arrived to supply power. What happened to all of that? I know that Enron went under, but couldn't those plans have been advanced? I'm talking about things that happened 20 years ago. 20 years have elapsed. That was plenty of time for Lagos State to advance those plans.
Okay, there were regulatory constraints. Enron generated, but Enron had to be put on 330. And at 330, it goes all over the nation.
Into the national grid.
Into the national grid.
Yes.
So there will be a grid dedicated to Lagos. Currently, it's virtually in place, but we have some gaps to close. All right. So it's the 132, 33, 11, 415 that we will be the one that will be having oversight of. The national grid will continue to control the wholesale market. All right. So what you are going to be getting from, based on our law and the plans that we have in place, is that electricity is a business that can be done sustainably. So we're going to have a system operator that will have working with him a network and a money and a market operator. What we are trying to do is to ensure that Governor Sanwo-Olu's instruction is electricity must be for all. So everyone must have what they need at their position at every point in time to power their daily living, their economic livelihood, and also be able, however they define progress or they have a need for electricity, they should be able to have the quantum they require. So that also helps us to ensure that the vision can be broadened. We can start looking at even things as innovative as electronic vehicles. We can start looking at things as innovative as off-grid provisions. We can start looking at those who are underserved. There are a lot of neighborhoods. The problem is there is no, there is a distribution company servicing them, but hey, there's nobody passionate with ensuring that they get supply. When we were growing up, you remember the NEPA vehicle you used to see over the weekend. Today, how many of that you used to see around you over the weekend? So we need to make this business more passionate. We need to get people involved, and we need to get even the distribution companies, according to the law, to comply and behave appropriately.
Let's drill down on how exactly Lagos intends to do this power generation for all in Lagos. What exactly is the plan?
Okay. I would do a high-level review. The first one is to ensure that appropriate policies are in place. From the policy, the laws have been designed. From the laws we are putting in place, we're revising what we call the resource plan. The resource plan says to us, what do we have where to generate, to distribute, to ensure that we're able to achieve these promises that we have made. That is ongoing. The last part of it is to say, hey, these are the problem area, these are the issues. So what are the strategic intents? On a feeder by feeder basis, how do we ensure that we take the city to a sustainable level of supply? And at the center of that is there must be meter for everybody that is involved in the Lagos environment. Because it's a key issue. Over and above that is also the state is not going to be underwriting the market. The market must clear. It simply means that operators must get money for whatever they're able to deliver on the market. It's not.
But people are now prepared to pay for electricity.
Yes.
It's just that it is not available.
So we are taking advantage of that willingness to pay, and we are saying, give our people quality supply. Our role as government is to make sure that you deliver quality, you get paid for your services. And we monitor and ensure that you are not cheating our people, and our people too are not bypassing or misbehaving, are not cheating you.
Yes.
So if you by the time you get to see our law, you will see we have specific provisions for dealing with all manner of shit within the system. We want to ensure that revenue assurance is not compromised.
Okay. Are there any timelines to this work that the state is doing towards providing sustainable electricity?
Okay. Now, yes, I know where that is coming from. Electricity is a time-driven business. It can take a while to get even a power plant off the ground.
Exactly.
But we are not. We have not been sitting waiting for this to happen before this. A lot of things are going on simultaneously.
Okay.
So the first step is for us to get that regulatory oversight from federal authorities.
Okay.
We hope that application will go in by the end of next week.
Okay.
So once that application is in by the end of next week, we'll start a process of dialoguing with federal authorities. There are a few issues that we need to cross. Hey, we are more than 50% of the market, both revenue and in terms of our consumption of electricity. So whatever happens to us will influence the direction of the changes that the president is trying to effect. So there are a few gray areas that we need to clear. Once we clear that one, our full oversight function, I think is 90 days or we have is it 90 or 180 days for us to cross that full oversight. Once we cross that full oversight, in between that, we have sent out. We're already talking to people who are interested in using renewable resources to generate electricity for us. We have already issued EOIs too for people who are willing to work with gas-fired power plants. Now, we are also aware that within our environment, there are a lot of power plants that are being underutilized. A lot of manufacturing concerns have massive amounts of power. That's the next and the most that we are bringing on board.
Okay.
So we'll bring those ones on board. So we're expecting that you will start experiencing a lot of stability even from like 180 days. Because right pricing will come in.
Make that 1 year.
Yeah, make it 1 year. Make it 1 year. But let me assure you of something. Once we price right, we effect the corrections and repairs and maintenance that is required on the distribution and grid. We will start. We can okay. And then our strategy is to also say that okay, this area they can say 180 days they have not had any issue. That area 180 days they have not had any issue. So we take it pocket by pocket.
Okay.
And then before you know it, we can now say the whole of Lagos. We can confirm to you that while some people can say 1 year there's been no problem, we can say the whole of Lagos 30 days we have been able to survive without any blackout or outage.
Mm.
Let me go back to what is on ground and what we are expecting. What would you say right now in terms of part of the plans that you have is on ground? It's ready, and what are the things we expect to happen in those 180 days so that we can talk about the stable power supply from Lagos?
Okay, we are blessed to have 2 dedicated distribution companies. Most of their output and most of their business is within our territory. So we are not. Some states have several of them and all
Eko
that.
and Ikeja.
Yeah, we have Eko and Ikeja to deal with. And the good thing is that we have long-term relationships with both of them, and we believe that is a plus for us. Now, the other thing that is plus for us is both of them. Between both of them, they have good metering penetration ratio. between both of them, they're also the highest taker from the global grid. So what we are saying is that, hey, we are currently taking X volume from the national grid. We are trying to make sure that you go into multiples of this so that our people can say farewell to a cultural blackout.
Do they have the infrastructure to take what you're about to give them?
The market is being restructured. There will be new investments that must come in.
Okay.
There must be new operators that will help us to take segments that they are not able to do very well in.
Okay.
And if we cannot continue to discomfort our people so that it's not going to happen. Over time, all of us will see the reason why it's better to make sure that there's a win-win for everybody, and the people and residents of Lagos must be the ultimate winner.
Even if you have to set up new distribution or give licenses to new distribution companies?
Well, I need to be careful about the word we use when it comes to that, so that you don't cause any unnecessary, because you need to explain some of these things to operators. They need to understand it. Yes, the market will be restructured. You may not have distribution companies as you have it now.
Yeah.
The law is very clear. We need to partition the business into various segments, and players need to take the field where they are able to operate effectively, because there must be penalty for bad behavior.
Yes.
If you are not, if I'm paying you for X and you are not able to provide me for that X, you cannot continue to put me, charge me the highest possible tariff. No. You can also do just come at one attempt and say, I must pay you for consumption by way of estimated bill, or what you project I will consume over one month or something. No, all those fixed charge things are going out of the window. So people need to come to a new realization that it's not just about service reflective, but I must pay for what I have consumed.
You were talking about what is on ground. You mentioned the discos that they are ready to take on some of the powers that will be generated. What are those things that you also intend to put in place?
Okay, just like I said, the law is very clear. It's 100% metering. That must come in. And then even without the law, Governor Sanwo-Olu had gone out of his way to import a few meters, and in some poor neighborhoods, he had distributed meters virtually free of charge. So that we just need to upscale to ensure that there's no complaint about they are bringing bill that are because once this improvement comes in, if you see supply, you use it, you have to pay. So that is the first thing that is in place. The second thing that's in place, just like you have also illustrated earlier, you have people that are willing to pay. I mean, at least if a lot of us will compare how much we are spending on petrol, kerosene, and all that, and then we say to ourselves, it's better I should stay on the grid. So that is also in place, the willingness to pay. Then you have a critical mass. You are not just servicing 10,000, 20,000 people. We are talking about customers that should be in excess of 4 million. So with 4 million customers on your books, you have a lot of business to do. Now, we also have a lot of trained personnel. Either they are doing the right thing or the wrong thing at this stage, you have them. Then we also have a lot of entrepreneurs who are willing, ready, and able to come into the sector and work with us. The various AOIs that were put out, hey, the responses are amazing. And the responses not just from Nigerians or Nigerian company. They came from all over the world. They are amazing, and we are currently overwhelmed by the kind of interest that people have in joining hands with us to resolve the problem in the Lagos metropolitan area. So what else do you have in place? I think you have a great vision from the current governor, who is insisting that everybody should have the level that they need for to empower their livelihood, their business, and whatever it is that is defined for them as progress.
Okay. Mr. Ogunlaya, you mentioned, this is in parentheses, you mentioned the governor distributing meters for free. The issue of meters is a very vexed issue in Nigeria because people are not very happy that they pay for meters, but the meters state clearly this is the property of somebody else. And when I move house, I cannot take that meter with me, even though I paid for it. The meter is, it belongs to this location. I cannot, if I live in Ikoyi, for instance, if I'm moving to Lekki, I cannot take the meter from Ikoyi with me to, even though I paid for it. So this issue of meters is one that really annoys Nigerians. Why do they have to pay for meters that belong to the company that supplied them the meters?
I'm caught between making a statement that can now be termed as policy statement, giving my position, and or responding as a Nigerian, and or responding as someone that is also a practitioner in that sector. But let me be honest with you. We are unlocking. I just saw this here. We are unlocking possibilities. You know, what is not acceptable cannot be made to be the rule. The law is clear. If you don't supply the person via a meter, the person is free to continue using your supply. So if you
For
like,
free.
don't supply them. The law is clear. I'm not in a position to start debating it. They will go to the House of Assembly and go and try and fight them. Why should they pass such a law? The people of Lagos have said it in very clear terms what this position should be. My job, and that of the team is to ensure that the law is implemented to the letter. And I can assure you that change is coming.
So,
Mr. Ogunlaya, you have been very, very diplomatic.
Yes. So,
I am paying for a meter, but the meter does not belong to me.
You see, this is...
it's not just the meter.
The first thing I said to you...
If you buy a transformer...
The first thing I said to you is that, one of the few things I said to you earlier is that this is a business. And we are going to be organizing it to be what? A business. So, all the abnormalities and gaps and errors and hiccups and
is this one of them?
Opaque. Yeah, it's one of them.
Okay.
Let's see.
All right.
So a community will buy a transformer.
Madam, don't put me through. Don't put me through any emotional stress, because you want me to speak as a civil rights leader. But I won't do that. But I'm assuring you that it will be organized as a business. When you are buying fuel at your filling station, you don't bring your meter along to come and buy fuel, do you? When you are buying your recharge, do you bring your meter along to buy? Do you hold your phone in your hand? So you don't, all the devices they use to service you, is it your own? Okay. No. What is not your own cannot become your own.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. So if you have chosen over time to be donating to them, okay, there's a law that now says, this thing you are doing, may not be legal. It's just a few days. I'm sure Governor Sanwo-Olu will sign that into law, and all these hiccups.
So we can take our wires. We can say, okay,
you cannot take wire. No need to take any wire.
Okay.
See, don't cause any unnecessary confusion.
Okay.
See, the changes will come
gradually.
Your territories there will be somebody that will take ownership for your area. There will be proper inventory.
They can even pay us back.
No, madam, don't cause confusion. I'm repeating again. Don't let us cause any type of confusion. You are freely and willing
we're asking
donated.
questions.
You are freely and willing donated this asset to the distribution company.
No,
No, we did not. It was
willingly.
not willingly. oh.
Not
When
willingly.
nobody is bringing it
The
to
meter,
you.
not
Yes.
willingly.
The meter.
Yes.
When nobody is bringing it to you, there's
What
no
did you do?
transformer in your area. Even the pillars to put the wires, even the
You pay
wires.
for- you pay
say,
for
okay,
all.
since you are not ready to come, okay, so this is it. Can we do this one? They say yes.
Madam, one, I'm not representing the discos.
I know.
I cannot speak for them.
I knew that
but-
was coming.
No, I cannot speak for them. But if you ask me to advise, as someone who is part of this reform
As
that
a
we are going to
Nigerian.
see, and also as a Nigerian, I would say whatever is done is a deal. You have done it. So you have donated your meter. They're already using the meter to supply you. Now, they've counted it as part of the meter that is already in the network. Because when somebody else is coming to come and take inventory, it's already listed. It will now be, you are going to slow us down. If you now start saying, I want this back, I want that, we're not going to make any progress. What we want is service level to go up. Do you understand?
Yeah. So talking about service level, pricing too. You know, the issue of band A, band B, band C, bandits, and all of that.
Confusion.
A lot of people are saying this band A. I don't know if you got to see some people protesting. We don't want band A because the kind of pricing that band A has is causing dizziness for some people. So let's talk about the pricing. Is this something that, are we all going to be on the same level, or it will still be, in different categories?
Okay. Now, when it comes to pricing, I will be very honest with you. If you are not ready to pay for electricity, don't consume it. Now, in all climes of the world, electricity is paid for. What happens is that everybody find a way to control their usage. So you need to train yourself on your own demand side and work effectively to ensure that you live within your budget.
We're doing that already.
No, it is, it's not.
It's going to get worse.
Ma, I'm not able to predict whether it will get worse or it will get better. Okay. But I know that a lot of competition is entering the field. With competition, standard that you expect is prices will go down.
Yes.
So with this many people that are willing to come on board, if they come on board and they are all generating into a pool, and the pool is free to select who is the lowest out of all the people that are generating, we will have lower prices in no time.
Okay. Is there any plan to generate electricity from waste?
Oh, fantastic. We already have, the state government already have two ongoing projects that we ultimately, one has a partnership with the Norwegian government in place, and we are 100% sure that that is coming on stream. And then you may also have one or two, we also have one or two private sector initiatives that are coming to join that. So you are going to see, if you actually ask us, we always call our market the Clean Lagos Electricity Market. It's on account of the fact that we are using a lot of clean resources. We are trying to make sure that we generate electricity from a lot of clean resources. Okay. So our waste is one of the ones that we are bringing on board.
Oh, okay. Just before we continue the conversation, I'd like to tell our viewers on DSTV that will be taking you to Uyo, where the University of Uyo is having its 29th and 30th convocation, where the governor will be awarded his PhD in political science. So all other platforms, Sunrise will continue. But for our viewers on DSTV, we'll be taking you now to the University of Uyo.
Yes. So back to our conversation. What kind of waste are we talking about, Mr. Blair? Is it the kind at Olusosun?
Yes,
Mm.
Olusosun, and also your
Regular waste from
okay,
homes.
you have solid waste and you have liquid waste. All right. So we are going to be using both of them.
Which is liquid waste, please?
Okay, you have waste from your toilet.
Okay.
Okay. And you still have these vehicles that drive around town to go pick them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the other culture we're also going to be encouraging is for homes to have biodigesters so that on your own,
Sorry,
you can
you
generate
mean,
small gas for your kitchen.
you mean those who go to empty soakaways?
Ah, madam, you are sounding very, very tough for me. Yeah, okay.
No.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
have
yeah.
to make people understand
Yes,
clearly what
yes,
you're
yes,
saying.
yes.
Okay, that we can be converted to power.
Yes, gas and fertilizers.
Oh, okay then. Please do some more so that we will get more power.
Olusosun has more than enough
It's
waste.
probably isn't enough.
Is not enough and is historic. It's better when the road waste is fresh from pickup. So they get burnt and then they get the turn turbines, and the turbines give us the electricity that we need.
Okay, so aside from this solid waste generated that we can use for power, what else?
No, we're going big on solar. Our renewables is we're targeting from renewable resources about 1 gig, and that will likely be a lot of solar installation. We are looking at grid connected solar installation in about 7 locations all over Lagos, and we already have people who have expressed interest in it. We are also bringing in. We have what we call energy hubs. We're bringing in about 7 of those hubs, and in those hubs, we are looking forward to gas-fired power plants being situated there, and then we will be able to put them on the grid because they're also located very close to the current grid infrastructures. Now, the last part, which I mentioned earlier, is that you have a lot of capacity that are resident within the state that are currently not being used, that we're bringing on board the state network. And you will, it will, I'm of a strong whatever that we will all ask ourselves, so what happened to us all these days? Yeah, within 1 year, we'll start asking ourselves, oh, we could have done as much as this. And the most important part is that we'll try to keep as accurate record. People will see the progress we are making.
Lagos State needs like about 6,000 megawatts or more.
That is the last estimate, about 6,000.
Okay, and you're hoping to fulfill this 6,000
over 3-4 years. Over 3-4 years, about 3 from our own initiative, and we expect that we'll continue to get about 3 from the national grid.
Okay, so this initiative will take up like that 3,000 megawatts.
Yes.
And you say in 180 days. We should be
No,
expecting...
hold on.
Okay.
180 days, existing source of supply and all manner of embedded supplies will come on board. We will be able to make sure that some areas can report that we see the improvement is sustainable. We have done 30, we have done 90, we are going to 180 days. Then as more plants come on board, we can say sustainably, we are not rationing in any part of Lagos again. Lagos has enough, and maybe we have to spare on the national grid too. So let's be careful so that you don't go and overblow the expectations. Yeah, it's to get a lot of those plants. They are not on the shelf. You have to import them. The capacity that we see has been embedded in the neighborhoods and all that can come on stream. They will not be up to 300, 500 megawatts, and that cannot solve the problem. But it will help us to sustainably say some neighborhoods around where those plants are, they have been taken care of, they have some stability.
So what areas are we talking about?
What areas?
Yes.
You need to give me a little bit of time to be able to confirm those areas. But I can tell you, based on the culture of payment, okay, we will start from the high income neighborhoods and then gradually cascade it all over the city.
So the culture of payment is going to play another role here.
Okay.
So that's like in like 180 days is like 6 months?
6 months.
Thereabouts.
6 months from us receiving the regulatory oversight for Lagos.
Okay, let's, as we wind down, talk about, managing power. Yes, we know we don't have enough, but how would you advise for homes, offices, for us to manage power too?
Okay, I will, let me use my home as an example. I mean, one was not looking forward to getting into government, so I just organized myself. All right, you have my solar infrastructure. In all honesty, that is my primary. My house runs basically on that. So you now have Eco Disco. Anytime my primary goes down, Eco Disco backs up. So where Eco Disco is not available, my diesel generator is available. That is the order. That's the first thing. The second thing is that everybody, house manager, house driver, everybody around knows that you cannot just leave light on. You must need light to put it on. That is another discipline. You cannot just leave air conditioning units on. And then we already have a culture of, hey, how many are we in this house? Why can't 2, 3 of us stay in one room? So if we must use AC,
one air conditioner.
Yes, and use one air conditioner, and just be as simple as that. And then you have some rooms that have been designed with all manners of mode lighting. Hey, must I put everything on? So one of them, or even a bedstand LED light, is enough. So that is there. Then the way my microwave is configured is that it's not just available for anybody to just go and press. you need to switch to NEPA or put on the generator. So that all those one takes an effort.
Yeah.
So you have to really, really engage yourself and be sure that do I really want to,
and it saves,
do this?
It saves
you a lot of energy.
It does.
And then we have somebody came around and we have seen, we already have a biodigester. So the person said, okay, you know what? Let me harvest some gas for you. Another, how much? 20 or 30,000 naira. So what is already installed? He's going to put some gadgets in place to ensure that we have some balloon that sits somewhere there that we can attach something to, and we can use as alternate to the gas we normally buy from the gas station, and we can use that at home. So you just need to be. And I'll be honest with you, my neighbors are spending $500,000 on electricity and all that. It's not easy when you are installing
the initial cost.
The initial cost of the solar panel is not easy. When you're also building, and you are building to have a sustainable home, it may not be easy for you. Instead of lawn, you now say, no, I want crops that can give me. I want ugu, vegetable, mango, tomato. Pepper. Oh yeah, that's what I want you to put in place. Yes. If you check the cost of the guy that come to help you with the maintenance of that, or even if you spend 2 hours of your Saturday or Sunday to deal with all those ones, you are already making a lot of margin from what you will have spent naturally. Yes. All these potted plants we can use in our houses.
So the message is we shouldn't switch on the light,
Don't
the
waste.
electricity,
Don't waste
if we
electricity.
don't need it.
Yeah.
You don't need don't look forward to anybody paying your bills for you.
Don't just
You
switch on the TV just because you want to hear the sounds.
noise. You want to hear noise. You can do something with your phone. It will make the noise that you need. Don't do anything that will have a cost that is going straight to your meter.
Yeah.
Just be smart about what you do.
Thank you so much for coming on this morning, Commissioner for Energy and Mineral Resources in Lagos State, Mr. Abiodun Ogunleye. We wish you all the best, and I'm sure Lagosians are looking forward to the project.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
We'll take a quick break, and Sunrise will be back in a moment to talk about optimum health. Just stay with us.